Hey Toolerinos, it's always a good Saturday morning when you come across more freebies. I got some really heavy duty shelving. There's a big one here, and there's a smaller one with more shelves. And the, they're a little bit rusty or whatever, but they're just gonna hold up old tools. But it's really thick material. They're very heavy duty, great shelves to come across as freebies. And then at a different place, a steel box. They were having a yard sale, but the steel box was free. So, can't pass up free. Assuming I have a good use for the box. I'm not sure about the box, but we'll fill it with something. Here's another freebie. Scored this from my father-in-law. He bought a nice newer table saw some years ago, and this was just darkening a corner of his shop. So he handed it off to me as a Sears Craftsman 10-inch table saw. Pretty heavy duty looking, though it needs new bearings. That's the motor out of it right there. So, future project. Hey Toolerinos, I happen to be visiting a nearby future Toolerino, I think, and while I was there, he said, "Hey, do you want these old grease guns? They belong to his father, who was a mechanic." I said, "Sure, I'll take them." So more freebies. There's a really big one here. It's very heavy. It says, I don't know what that says. It's an Alamite. It says Alamite lever gun, model 4013, and it has patent numbers. Manufactured by Stewart Warner Corp. Alamite Division. Made in Chicago, USA. 1. Alamite spring primed. And this one with the straight tube, all it seems to say is Alamite spring primed on the handle. Couldn't find any markings on the body. So, well, we'll check another one. Interesting. This one's really old looking. Also says Alamite push type Chicago. I've never even heard of this brand before. I got 3. And maybe more. Oh, this one is soaked. Looks like you just rotate this to drive it in. You just rotate the handle to screw in a plunger, I guess. I don't see any markings on this one. I'm gonna definitely have to clean that one up before I'm gonna be able to see anything. Uh-oh. This one has seen better days. It is cracked. The threaded portion is broken off. Also appears to have been a screw one with a T-handle. This is the broken one. It says Empress Lube System. Patent applied for. Bowen Products Corp. Auburn, New York. Kind of a pain. So, yeah, that's an interesting one. It's a shame it's busted up here. But, yeah, could make a fun wall hanger. And then, yeah, it's a pretty modern looking one. OEM Industrial. Something tells me that's some sort of East Asian speak for knockoff of something. I don't know. It's modern looking. It looks like it needs a new hose, but otherwise I bet that one works just fine. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vintage grease guns. One of them is DOA, but still interesting for free. Here's another freebie. I found this metal cabinet They had a couple of them at the end of their driveway nearby, and this one wasn't in too bad a shape. It's got a little light rust, not too bad. Now the cats are like, ooh, I'll get in there. It doesn't scare them too much. Alright, well, I guess I better keep these doors closed or it's going to become a cat house. But yeah, we'll find a use for it, either in the main shop or at my son's shop. So, nice cabinet for free. Hey Toolerinos, here's another freebie. When my son and I went to the 9/11 program in Sugar Creek, Ohio, we stopped at a yard sale at an Amish place, and I scored a nice tool haul there and everything, which I have yet to film. But when we were pulling away, we saw this sitting along one of their barns along the driveway. And at first I just saw the stepped pulley and I thought this was some sort of drill press. But then when we got closer, I realized it is a wood lathe. And the lady there running the sale, she saw me stopping and looking at this, and she said it was just junk, it was just scrap metal, and if I wanted it I could have it. I was kind of shocked. I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yeah," and it had this motor with it, which is a pretty nice old Delco Remy motor. It's got the oilers for the bearings on both sides, and the step pulley's already there, and it's just a fine old motor. It's got the capacitor start, still spins beautifully, and they didn't have electricity there, so I'm not sure what they would have done with that anyway, or how they plan to power this, but it appears to me to be about a 1970s model. I don't see a tag or serial number or anything on it, which makes it harder to date. Hey, we found the markings. Sears Roebuck and Company, Simpson Sears Limited, model number 103.23880. So now I should be able to look this up, hopefully. But all the rust needs cleaned off of this so that the tool rest can slide back and forth, and the tailstock can slide back and forth. Everything still turns and works, but it just needs all cleaned up and set up. And my son would like to try to use it. He'd like to try to have this as his lathe. I know this is just a woodworking one. My old one that I'm working on is dual purpose, so we'll be able to use that for a little bit more than this one. But I think he could have a lot of fun with this and learn some stuff. But we just need to get it cleaned up and set up and get a few small pieces to hold the workpiece. So if any of you guys out there recognize this, know for sure what year or model or anything about this one, please let me know in the comments. Okay? Thanks. Bye. So my son decided he wanted to start working on this right away. This is Thanksgiving Day. And he got the tailstock all apart, cleaned, oiled, and he's putting it back together now. And he's sanded and wire brushed the main bar. So now the pieces move freely. Hasn't done the actual spindle yet. That part's last. But since I came out, I decided, let's find out if this old motor is going to work. So you can see I did a quick wiring it up to the old wires with an old cord, and see what happens. Not too bad. We put a little oil in the bearing caps, and it still fires right up. Huzzah! And one final update for this video anyway. And my son finished, he had the spindle all apart, cleaned and lubricated the bearings, and we got the spindle lock working. so that it engages back here. And although the outer pulley has a bend to it, the rest of it seems to be in fine shape. And we'll try to straighten that out if we can. If not, we could turn it on the other lathe maybe, or I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, it's coming along, and we ordered some #1 Morse taper, a live center, and a spur center. So we have a bare minimum what we'll need to do turning. The only thing left is we seem to be missing the part that goes through here, the tailstock, so you can lock it down. Gonna have to try to look at that, figure out what it's supposed to be, and see if I can make something, if I can't find a replacement. And we'll get this thing working.